Hi everybody, Suzanne Lyons here. Thank you so much for joining me. This is now tip number 7. For those of you who are joining me for the first time, it's tip number 7 of a 12-tip series this time on film funding, on ways that you can raise money for your film. For those of you who've been with me through this whole series, welcome back. Thanks very much for coming back. I love this series. This is probably one of my favorites. This is my 10th series. The ones that I did all last year for the first 12 months, actually from March to now, to March, were pretty much 2 a week, which was called the 10-tip series on a whole variety of things, from goal setting to getting a mentor, all kinds of great things. This one, I must say, I love, because I love the whole idea of raising money for your feature film. I could probably talk for a year about it, honestly. I think there's so many tips. What I've done is I've narrowed it down to 12. Obviously, I've had some great guests who've joined me so far, and I've still got another guest who's going to be coming in for number 9, another treat for all of you. And the other thing, too, that I just want to toot my own horn a little bit is I also do have a newsletter that comes out every second month, and it kind of hopefully matches up to some degree with these YouTube series. That I'm trying to, this year, create the themes that are, going to support each other. So the newsletter would also be talking about funding, for example, for the next one, whatever the topic of that. I think social media is going to be the next one. Then the newsletter will be also supporting that. So that's every second month. And to get on my membership for that, which is free, of course, just check out SuzanneLyons.net, and there's a part where you can sign up for the newsletter. Speaking of newsletters, I'm also very proud to be the person who creates for MasterTalentTeachers.com their newsletter. I'm a partner with Master Talent Teachers. There's 11 of us, phenomenal partners, all for people in the entertainment industry who are in the performing arts of the entertainment industry. So stand-up comedian, voiceover artists, actors, dancers, all those people from that particular arena of the entertainment industry, and it's MasterTalentTeachers.com. Every 4 days there's a new video that's put out by one of the partners. It's really quite exceptional, and there's newsletters, like I said, that I do that come out once a month for that one. So I'm quite proud of that fact, actually. I love being a partner with Master Talent Teachers. So that's just a little bit of information that I wanted to share with you. So tip number 7, what that's about, it goes a little bit with what we did last week on tip number 6, when we talked about the state incentives and provincial incentives and so on, and getting that information, getting that knowledge. This one has a little bit of a different slant on it. This is really about asking and getting in touch with your state or provincial film commissioners. Okay, wherever you're from in the world, I don't care. Get in touch with your state or film commissioner and find out from them what's going on in that state or province, and also share with them what your needs are, especially if you're shooting in that particular place. So if you're shooting in, say, one of your states that maybe they don't even have that much film coming into that particular state, for example, they might be thrilled to support you in any way they can. The film commissioner, what happened to one of my students when she took this advice is she called her film commissioner. It turned out I think only one film had shot in that particular state prior to her wanting to shoot there. It was a story that was based there. It was something she was going to be shooting, all of it in that state, actually. And the film commissioner was very excited about it. And he said, absolutely, I will support you in any way. So she took the information that she had with her sales presentation that she was going to do here in LA, when she had taken my class. And you heard us talk, Anne-Marie Gillen actually was with us when we talked to tip number 4 about creating your sales presentation and the importance of doing a sales presentation. So what this person did is she took her sales presentation. The film commissioner had set up 2 different boardrooms in 2 different parts of her state with investors, literally investors from that state who were interested in supporting films that were coming into that state. So she did the sales presentation one day in one area of the state, and she did it in the next day in the other area of the state. And within those 2 days of those 2 meetings, of which the film commissioner had set up with investors that were interested in supporting films being brought into that state, she had the funding, no kidding, for the entire film. It was a low-budget film, but she had the entire funding. And she went and made the movie, and she ended up oh my gosh, I mean, going to, I think, over 50 festivals, winning numerous festivals, and doing very well with that project, and kind of putting that state on the map in terms of, letting people know more about it, and since then more movies have shot there. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody. So I highly recommend it. Talk to your state or provincial film commissioner, get to know them, see if there's anything that they can do to support you in this fundraising process. In some cases maybe they can't, but in some cases maybe they can. It's just another area to tap into, okay? And don't leave any stone unturned as far as I'm concerned. I mean, try everything. So that's it for today. That's tip number 7. I look forward to seeing you next week, of course, for tip number 8. All right, everybody, once again, Suzanne Lyons, and I'll see you next week.